Hello, my name is Ken Gonzales-Day, and I'm the visual artist who created two works for the Yale Center for British Art. The two pieces I created are entitled Composition in Black and Brown, and one of them is located in the lower court of the Yale Center for British Art, which is where I'm standing, and the other is on a billboard located just out of town. The collaboration with the Yale Center for British Art and the Yale Peabody Museum came about as a result of a residency here at the Yale Center for British Art last year, and during that time period, I photographed objects in both museum collections. In doing research with the collections, I tried to narrow my focus down to just a small number of objects, and two of the objects that really came out were the Harwood bust of a man, which I had photographed its doppelganger at the Getty Center in Los Angeles, which is basically the same subject, but a different sculpture. And so that was sort of my entry point into the collection here. And then the second object is a Mixteca figure of a young man who's carved in stone and basically was one of the first objects collected by the Yale Peabody Museum. Since the objects are both speaking to basically Latinx and Black communities, I wanted to try to locate those subjects within the larger context of the university. So I surrounded the figures with more traditional figures from the Yale Center for British Art collection, which are of poets and scholars from the 17th and 18th century, and in a kind of neoclassical style, to think about the idea of whiteness and how whiteness as a construct leads to the understanding of difference within in a relational way. And again, we get to think about what do these figures tell us about our own time? Should they be celebrated? Should they be returned? Should they be reburied? You know, what was the context in which they were here? And particularly for the Mixteca or Aztec figure, it's very hard to even know what the original use of that figure was. And so a lot of the historians who study such things have speculated various uses. So I think from my perspective, I want us to bring those questions to our own understanding of the world and to think about how Latino subjects move through the world in which we live, what it's like to be a person that's racialized within an institutional framework, and what does one do when there's an absence of representation. And the piece is also a reflection of the collection across the street, which is the Yale Art Gallery. And so I was also thinking about all of the different ways that cultures are represented here, and the mission of the university to educate young students to think about the world in new ways and to imagine a better future for all of us.